We're back with Jody and Dr. Miles. Now, Jody, you're going to kind of explain the program to us. One of the big things you and I had talked about during the break was commitment. Tell us what that looks like.
Yes, you really need to be ready mentally to dive into this program if you're somebody that feels you'd be a good candidate and to apply, because it's a life change. And, you know, just remember that you didn't gain that 50 pounds overnight. That chronic pain didn't come on overnight. That autoimmune disorder didn't just all of a sudden happen one day. It's a process of, you know, the years of your life. So just remember that it is going to take time. Mm-hmm. It's going to take a lot of time, a lot of effort. We're going to guide you. Dr. Miles is going to be an excellent source to kind of put you down the right path and slowly start to clean up, you know, your life, the inside of your body, the things that are going on. And it's just going to take some time, and it's going to take a lot of effort out of you. We're going to supply you all the resources you need and help you down the way, but it's just be mentally ready for this type of process change.
And I imagine it's a lot like building blocks. Like, okay, first we need to do this. Like maybe it's diet, maybe it's something else. Then when we've got that under control, we'll go to the next thing. So it's kind of a step-up process, it seems like.
Mm-hmm. It really is, and obviously lab work is a huge part. That's probably one of the first things Miles will do is he's going to want to see a full-blown lab report, you know, what's going on with you. Because you can only tell so much on the outside. He's got to know what's going on the inside. And then just start to kind of slowly move through some of those changes. And, you know, we'll move as fast or as slow as the person is able. You know, this isn't something we want to just throw a whole bunch of changes at you right away, because that's not good for somebody either in their stress levels. Yeah. And we want you to succeed. That's the biggest thing.
And you have Dr. Miles obviously can walk through the health, the physical side of it. Jody, you've been through this process. So if somebody is struggling and they're trying to go through it and they're like, I'm just losing momentum, you're always there, right? And you can kind of step in and be like, look, I've been there. I know what it's like. You're going to get over this hurdle.
Absolutely. And even just to give some examples, we've been so appreciative of being able to be on here and just share what we're doing, because every week we have people reach out. People are calling me. I'm having hour-long conversations with people. We've had about 17 applicants already apply, and it's just awesome to be able to just talk with people. And a lot of times just lending an ear and like sharing a little bit of my story with them, it gives them hope, and it's really cool to be a part of that. So.
I think what gets me of this whole process is it's giving a voice to something that a lot of people deal with and didn't know that they don't have to deal with it. They didn't realize, like, you know what, there is a process, but if you do it correctly, you can get out of this. And some people probably been dealing with it for decades. Just dealing with this like constant pain and constant, maybe they have stomach issues, maybe they have, you know, depression. All of these things work together. They don't have to. There is a solution. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. Yeah. Right? And you're that light too. You've been through that. So.
But just Dr. Miles, reach out to us, because you know, he's just genuinely gifted, I think, at just helping people, and the knowledge that he knows is just incredible. And I'd gone to a lot of MD doctors prior to meeting him, and it was just mind-blowing to me, the changes that started to happen, like instantly, really, once we found like those allergy markers and stuff, and just removing them. It was like, wow, like, why didn't anybody tell me this before?
Right.
So,
And one of the things we had talked about before too is, you know, you have doctors there in their specialties, and sometimes you need someone like Dr. Miles who can see the whole picture and look at it top down and say, okay, you know, we can do this, but we need all these pieces to work together. That's what they're getting when they come to you, right?
Yep, that is it. And I think, honestly, one of the biggest things that I've seen is a lot of people listening out there are probably like, wow, I've had to be an applicant for People's Rising. You almost have to go through a traumatic life experience, or you have to be in a car accident, or you have to make a poor decision. And what I've found is, honestly, there's a lot of people that have been dealt a bad hand, whether it's trauma from birth, whether there wasn't any encouragement growing up. Don't be afraid if you're that person to apply. A lot of this stuff starts pretty young, and it doesn't always have to be a car accident or, a divorce or a bad life choice that led you down a path. A lot of this is just dealt a bad set. It starts young for a lot of people. So don't be afraid to reach out.
Well, thanks so much for joining us, you guys. We will have you back. We're going to have you Thursday. It's Giving Hearts Day.
Oh, yeah.
So a lot of exciting things happening there. And again, thank you for coming on. Like I said, giving a voice to something a lot of people deal with, don't realize that there's a way out.
There is.
Fantastic. Coming up on today's show, getting kids ready for spring sports, we're talking about opportunities and camps with Sanford Power.